So welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell so when I upload videos, you will be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel. Well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. And welcome to all of my new subscribers, and welcome back to the subscribers that have been with me since day one. So today is Ratchet Wednesday. It's Ratchet Wednesday, and today we are doing the review of the 90-Day Fiance. Before the 90 days, season 7, episode 6, Paradise Lost. But before we begin, I just want to say, when I reach 2,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. And I'm going to call it a jackpot because this is the most I've ever given out. And so that's why I'm going to call it a jackpot. And you can be a part of that if you are subscribed to Fabulosity For You. Now, I know there's so many people out there that have been watching me and have not subscribe to my channel. And why, I don't know. Because I have a lot of content on this channel. I have relationship advice. I have reviews of the 90-Day Fiance. I have vlogs of life. I have fashion. So, what are you waiting on? I don't know. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you can be a part of this wonderful community and family that we have built on Fabulosity For You. And you can also take part of the giveaways. Okay, so go get your drink of choice and go get your snack of choice and come back and sit with your girl Angie. Text, email, call. You better stick a letter in the bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. So we're going to get right into it. But before we do, it's October, so it's Halloween month. And this is my drink of choice, honey. It is a witch's brew. Woo! It's strong and it's tasty. And it's going to help me do this review even more. Okay, so we're going to get this party started. We're going to get this party started. We're going to get this party started. So the first couple that we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the least couple that's having least drama would be Veah and Sonny. Okay, so Veah gets on her plane, honey, and she lands into South Africa to see her man. But she also have an ex-man that she done got pregnant with and had a baby, and they lost the baby and all of the things. I said last week, I don't understand, why is he there? Why is he there? Are you trying to make him jealous? Are you still in love with him and trying to make him jealous? Why would you bring this man with you to be with another man? And the real question is, why would he go? So that's a whole big red flag. So they land in South Africa, and she's all nervous. Her man is standing with flowers, and he's like just waiting on pins and needles to meet her. Meanwhile, she's saying to her ex-man, oh my God, he might see you. Oh my God, he could walk up to the glass and look in and see you. You have to step back. You have to step way back. Okay? And stand there. We're going to have a call. And when I say that call, then you go on about your business. I'm going on about my business. But you need to like exit to the left, baby. Okay? So she finally comes out and she's smiling and he's all so happy to see her, honey. And they hug and they go to the hotel and he tells her to close her ass. And meanwhile, her ex-dude is sitting on the floor at the airport, pissed. Like, why am I here? Why am I let this young man have me waiting and be scared to come out? So he's acting really jealous, okay? And so is this what she wanted? I think so. So her and her man, Sonny, go to the hotel. He tell her to close her eyes. He opens the eyes and she sees all of these rose petals and all of the things all over the bed and all of that. And she was like, oh, that is so nice. Ah! But before that happened, he sits her down at the table and said, I know you're tired. I know you're hungry. I made a dish for you. And it looked like some fried chicken, honey. And he had some bread. And she was looking at it like, I'm not going to eat this. She said, I'm glad you made it. It made me feel good that you're thoughtful and you made this. But no, I'm not going to eat it. I don't eat this. His feelings was hurt because he felt like this is my culture. I made this for you. And then you don't even try it. And then you like, I don't eat it. But I don't want to ruin the moment because there is a moment. And so he opens the door to the bedroom. He blindfolds her with his hands. And he was like, don't look. Then she don't look. And then she opens her eyes. And it's all over the bed. It's rose petals. It's melted candles all over the furniture. So, you know, he going to have to scrub that off before they leave. Or he going to get an extra fine. And she was like, oh, my God, this is so beautiful. It looks like you had some thought and you took your time. And you really want to be romantic to me. But I'm not having sex with you tonight. So I'm going to go take my shower. And then me and you can cuddle. And I'm going to sleep. And he was looking like what? What you say? And I don't blame her. She don't know him. She just got there. It just trips me out how people, you might have been talking on the phone, but then you haven't seen each other for years and want to have sex the same night. So she takes her shower and then she feels like she needs to tell him the truth. And so next week, I guess she's going to be telling him the truth. And so the next couple we're going to be talking about is Niles and Matilda. So it seemed like Mal's been traveling a long time, and he finally made it to Africa, and he's 6 hours away from Matilda. So Matilda takes her brother, and on the way, the brother is saying, you know, I just want to make sure this dude is cool. This is my sister, and I just want to make sure she's in good hands, which he's right. I wish that African Americans would do the same, that they're really invested on when their sister gets married, they're making sure this person is good, and they paying a bride's fee to make sure they want the sister. I'm all for that African culture on that point. So, meanwhile, Matilda is like freaking out. She's like, oh my God, I am about to meet my husband. And she really do think that Niles is fine, okay? Bumps on his lip and all. So they get to the airport and he finally comes out. And I mean, she has flowers and she's like running to him and she's dressed real cute. And she is loving on her man. And he has a bump on his lips and all. And she kissed him and everything. So they go out and eat where the brother can get to know Niles. And Niles is like so happy to see Matilda. He's pinching her cheeks and she's happy. And honey, in the cab ride there, the brother looked like, well, damn. What, damn. Like, should I not be in the car? Do you not see me? So they get to the restaurant, and he just comes out and says, "Listen, I just want to make sure you're doing right by my sister. Do you love her, and make sure you marry her?" And then he drops the bomb and says, "Matilda has a temper, a bad temper, when things don't go her way." And Niles is looking like, "Oh my God, I want to tell the truth, but this is just not the time. I'm just not gonna do it." I don't blame him, but I blame him because he should have told the truth before he came there. So he real tripped out. He's not right. And so the brother feels comfortable and leaves them, and they go to the hotel, and they had already made an agreement they weren't gonna have sex. But she was like, it's gonna be hard for her because Niles is fine, honey. And they get to the hotel room. Niles is trying to play it cool. They get in the bed, and then she's like, "I can't help it. This dude is fine." And Niles was ready. So she jumps all on top of him, and you know what time it is. And I just think it's jacked up that Niles sits up and has sex with this woman and not telling her the truth. And so, who's zooming who? I'm not trying to be funny, but this man is supposed to have, um, he's supposed to be having autism spectrum, and honey, he's zooming her. Who's zooming who? Who's zooming who? He having sex with her knowing that he can't marry her, because guess what? He don't have the money, and he's not ready. So we have to see what happens next week on what happens to them. And so the next couple we're going to talk about is Tiger Lily and Adnan. So they done had their wedding and all of the things. It's the next day, and they're in a bed, and they're supposed to go on their honeymoon. And so Adnan's brother's supposed to pick them up at a certain time. He had all things planned out on a schedule. And guess what? Tiger Lily wakes up and is like, "Oh no, I have to have my hair done. I have to have my makeup. I have to have all these things done. I can't just jump out the bed and be ready." And I don't blame her. She's 41. He's 22. That could be her son. Okay? And so you see she have all these freckles on her face, so she definitely needs makeup. And so he's totally pissed. And she's pissed because she's like, the other day, he like had no shirt on when they was getting married in front of her stylist, okay? And she sees that it's different laws between, or rules between, the female and the male. So he goes out to the car, and his older brother is treating him like he's a prince. He's buttoning up his shirt. Now his shirt is showing his belly button. That's how his skin is showing. Okay. The brother kind of buttoned it up a little bit. And then the brother's like, "So where's your wife?" And he's explaining, "Well, Tiger Lily's getting ready. She takes a long time." And he's like, "That's unacceptable. We're the men, and we're waiting. And that's not acceptable. I don't like it." He basically tell his brother, "Listen, you need to mind your business. This is not your wife. This is mine. And I will handle this accordingly." And honey, the clock is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And it's 5 hours later. And Tiger Lily is nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden, Tiger Lily and her stylist come out. Meanwhile, the brother is absolutely pissed. And he was like, you need to be a man, and you need to stand up, and you need to tell your wife, this is unacceptable. Now, it is unacceptable. I can see you waiting 30 minutes, but an hour, 5 hours, who do that? Who do that? So Tiger Lily comes out, and I think Adnan gets out the car and shakes or hugs her stylist, and she's pissed because she's like, you can do that, and I can't even. You got a problem with my hairdresser. And then when she gets out, the brother gets out and says, this outfit that Tiger Lily have on is not appropriate. Now, I'm going to have to disagree. Because Tiger Lily, she did have a stomach out. So I can, they don't like stomach out. But it wasn't like she was dressed like a hoe. That was not the case. So he should have minded his business. So his brother, Adnan, was like, you need to get in the car. You need to mind your business. So they get in the car, and she's like, I see it's different rules. You got your shirt button all the way down to your belly button, but you acting like your brother is acting like he got a problem with what I have on. And now I am pissed. Now you got the Tiger Lily pissed, okay? And so her stylist and hairdresser is looking at them like they're crazy. And they was like, wait a minute, what is the problem? Tiger Lily is dressed appropriately for the United States. What are you going to say? And the brother was like, well, that's my sis, so I'm just letting her know she's inappropriate. So the brother was like, you need to mind your business. And she was like, what do you think? And he was like, it is inappropriate. It's inappropriate. She said, but this is appropriate for the United States. He was like, I don't care. I don't care. It's everywhere in my country. I'm a Muslim. And she was like, well, you sitting up having your top button. And he was like, I'm a man. And she was like, well, you should have pulled me to the side when you saw me and said this wasn't appropriate. I'm confused. I don't know what was appropriate, was not appropriate, or none of that. And so it ended on, they get to the hotel where they're going to be at. He tells her, hey, she said, I want to be the wife you want me to be, but I'm not sure of the rules. They continuously change. It seems like your rules is different from mine. And if you have a problem with me, pull me to the side and talk to me about it. So Tiger Lily is going to stand by her man's side, honey. She got a 22-year-old husband that's throwing the D. Because, honey, after her honeymoon, she was like, I don't know if I can be able to walk after what I experienced. And so Tiger Lily is not going against her man. Not right now. So we have to wait and see next week of what happens between the two of them. So the next couple is going to be Rayne and Cheetah. Now we all know that I'm not going to call Rayne, I think her name, they pronounced it on the show as Renee. But it looks like Ryan, so excuse me for that. Renee, we all know, is tripped out. So, Renee, in this episode, she takes her man to see an eye doctor. And it's revealed that, to me, this is why he wanted to come to the United States. It's because he wants the doctors that can help his eyes. Because last week I was like, he act like he don't give a damn about her. He don't want to touch her. But yet he's acting like he's in love with her. But he shows that he's not. So what did he want? And so I found out this week, He wants to be able to go to the doctors in the United States. Okay? I don't blame him. I'm not mad at him. This man is blind. But she takes him to the eye doctor and they do multiple tests and they find out that he has, well, he already knew he had glaucoma. And then they find out that he has cataracts on his eyes. Now, if you don't know, it takes a lot of time to go blind from cataracts and glaucoma. That means you didn't have proper treatment. That means you didn't go to the doctor or you could have had all this resolved. And in the meantime, she was like, I love this man, but I really got with him because he was blind. But I love him enough to see if his eyes could be corrected. He had a lot of hope and hope that this will work. But at the end of the day, the optometrist said, listen, you have glaucoma, you had cataracts, and it went untreated. And so it's nothing we can do. There's no surgery that's going to help. There's no activity in the eyes. Now, we can remove some of the cataracts. We can do that. But you're not going to be able to see. And he was real disappointed. And that showed that he lacked he did not be able to go see a doctor. If he would have done that from the giddy up, instead of acting like an apple made him blind, he said that in the beginning of the show. He said it to Rayne. Ain't no apple knocked you in the eye and made you blind. You didn't hit your head or face on a bench and made you go blind. You knew you had glaucoma, and that's what made you go blind. You didn't get the proper care. But Rayne was very sweet. But then she was crazy. She said, do you think that this was a spiritual or God that made you like this for us to be together? He did appreciate her taking him to the doctor and holding his hand while he got the bad news. So they go home and the sister cooks them a meal. And the sister's holding her baby. And honey, this boy was so big, he should have been walking, but she was holding him like a baby. And they was telling, the sister what happened. And she mentioned that I'm real spiritual. And I think that it was God that put us together. And she was like, run that by me again. So why you think it was God? And she had this look like this. And she was like, well, I think it was God because, we are together. And I wouldn't have got with him if he wasn't blind. You guys know that. And she was like, and it was just, our whole relationship is spiritual. And she was like, so what are you talking about? Have you and my brother been together? And she was like, very, very pissed that her sister had the nerve, audacity to ask her a question like that. And in front of her husband. So she was like, no, we have not. And then she was like, well, if you was in America, what would you cook for my brother? And she was like, well, we have a variety of fast food. We don't cook in America. I'm not a cook. And her sister was like, and she said, hold up, hold up. You making a lot of faces at me. So what is it that you don't like about me? Put it on the table because you don't like me. I can see that. And her sister, her husband was like, no, she's not. She likes you. Why are you saying that? Because you've been frowning up since I've been sitting here, and I know when somebody don't like me. So put it out on the table. What's up? And she was like, I don't know why you saying that. I'm holding my son. I'm thinking about my son that's in my arms. Of course, I love my brother. You family to us. If he love you, I love you. So what you talking about? And she had to smile, but she called her right. Because all while she was standing there, sitting there talking, the sister had a frown on her face. And sometimes we don't like somebody and don't even know that we frowning up. And that's just how the sister was looking. So Renee had everybody up asking her that. But at the same time, Renee is crazy. So, we go back. While they was out, Renee said, I don't have time with you. Your sister all in our business. We need some alone time. I came all the way out to Africa to see you. So I want to go to a hotel with you. I'm not trying to have sex with you. I'm not looking anything about romance. I just want to hug you and us get to know each other. So when he said that, she was like, he was like that. I don't think that would be okay because I'm a man and being around her like that, I'm trying to be abstinent and it's just not going to work. And she was like, what? So I came all the way down here and you don't want to be in a hotel with me? I'm not asking to have sex? And so that's your answer to me? And so he was like, I don't want to lose Rayne, but I got to stick to my principles. And I didn't like how she was talking to my sister. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. And she was like, I'm going to let you think on that for a minute. Because if you're telling me that God, that you was talking all this stuff about God and all of that, and we together, and we've been together all this time, and all I'm asking you is some special time alone, I'm going to have a problem with that. So we got to wait till next week to see, is Cheetah going to spend a long time in a hotel with Renee? And I just feel like he's not interested in her. All he wanted to do was go to America and see if he can get his eyesight back by the doctors there. You know, so I don't know what to say about Cheetah. I think the Cheetah tripping. I didn't see anything wrong with going to a hotel. She said she was not going to have to try to touch him or have sex with him. She just wanted a long time. She came a long way, and that's what she deserves. So we have to wait and see what happens. So the next couple, I'm trying to make this quick, is Brian and Ingrid. So, honey, Brian ended up taking Ingrid to a resort. Nice resort. She got her bikini on. He got his swim trunks on. And they sitting up under a waterfall and getting wet. And honey, he rubbing her body and all of this and all of that. And she's like, this is so nice. I really appreciate you. She was thankful. I really appreciate you taking me to this resort. It's beautiful. But she was saying, she really don't know if she can trust him because of his background and all of the things. But she's feeling him. So he's like, they's rubbing bodies. And she's sitting on his lap. And he said, let's go in the swim pool. So they're in the swim pool. And he's like, I told you the beginning of my story, but I never did tell you the end. And I was like, bring it on. Bring it on. And he was like, I might have did all of that, but I was sitting in the bed when I got shot and I knew I couldn't move. I was depressed. And everybody was like, what you gonna do next? Are you gonna, what kind of life you gonna have? So you just gonna stay in the bed? You just gonna be paralyzed and not do nothing? And he said, something told him to stand up. And he said, I had to understand that what happened to me, maybe I had to pay for my sins for selling drugs by giving up my hands and my legs. And I eventually accepted it. And I decided, I don't know, rugby came into my life. And with rugby, I started getting up, lifting myself, fighting for my life, doing all of that. Moving my body. Rugby gave me the power I needed. I started ministering to people like me and telling them, just because you don't have legs, you can still do something with your body. And he was crying, and she was wiping her eyes, and she was crying, and she was like, wow. The comeback story is a story. The comeback story is giving me belief in him, that people can change. And maybe I can see myself with Brian. He was crying and she was crying. And so she ended it on, maybe she could see herself with Brian. It ended on a good note. The story was a really great comeback story. And so next and last couple, we're going to go with Loren and Faith. And this is real quick. So last week I said he told Faith that he had gonorrhea. So Faith is crying and she goes with her friends and she was like, I need to get my feet done. I need to be pampered. So she's with her friends and she get her nails done and her feet done. And they was like, tell us the story. Tell us the story, bitch. How y'all doing? You and your man, honey. Tell us, honey. You got your man. You been missing in action. We ain't heard from you. Girl, what's going on? And she's like real quiet. And she kind of sniffing. They was like, honey, tell us the love story, honey. I know y'all doing good. But now you don't look good. What's going on? What's going on, Faye? And she was like, I didn't want to tell y'all this. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to say this. What's going on? And what killed me was the girl doing her nails, honey. She was like, she crying with her. That's when you know you got a friend, honey. When they crying, when you crying, that's a friend. And honey, they was crying. They was all wiping their eyes. They didn't even know what happened, but they was wiping their eyes because she was crying. And they said, girl, we your friend, honey. What's going on, Faye? What's going on with you and your boyfriend? What's going on with y'all? What's wrong? You can tell us. She was like, he had told me he had gonorrhea. And they was like, what? Wait a minute, Faye. Girl, hold up. What did you say? Oh, he had gonorrhea. He had gonorrhea. He been sleeping with other people. He lied to me. He's not the man I thought he was. And honey, what I loved about her friends is they was right with her. They was crying. They was like, what? I thought he was for you. I thought he said, girl, he lied to me. He lied to me. He's just like everybody else. He's just like everybody else. He lied. And I don't know what to do. I don't. I love him, but he lied. He's not who I thought he was. And so the girl doing her nails was like, well, honey, you ain't got to be with him. You ain't got to be with him. Don't be with him. But then her male friend was like, but you love him, right? I love him. And I think he loved you, for telling you the truth. But my thing is, his penis is it has a discharge. So how can he not tell her the truth? But we gonna proceed. But this how your good Judy is. Your good Judy gonna try to make it right. Girl, you love him. I think he loved you because he told you the truth about the STD, the gonorrhea. And y'all was living in different countries, so, I don't know. He at least deserve you to hear him out. Don't you think? Well, yeah, he do, because I love him. I just at least need to hear him out. Meanwhile, on the ranch, Loren is talking to his good Judy, and she's shocked that this dude had gonorrhea. And she was like, well, you got to understand, she going to want some time to herself, or maybe y'all might break up. You brought that on to yourself because you wasn't honest. You should have told her from day one you was messing around. And he was like, you probably right, but this is my soulmate. I do love her. And so she said, well, would you be monogamous? And he said, yeah, I love her like that. So it looks like these two will be getting back together. And I'm just mad as hell at Faith. And that goes with a lot of queens out there. You sitting up with somebody that you love and they do you wrong and do you damn wrong. And some things don't deserve another chance. When you see a red flag, you need to stop. Faith saw red flags a long time ago. She knew this man didn't have a place of his own. She knew he was sleeping on everybody's couch. So how did you think this man was making money where he could support you? Tell me how that was. So Faith is really not a victim. She knew this man was homeless because he was sleeping at different places. So wouldn't you say, wow, where's your house at? Where's your house at? So she can't act like she didn't know this man was broke. And so, my queen, sometimes you have to take responsibility. Okay? Take the responsibility of what's really going on. Quit looking at rose-colored glasses. And then this man want to stay in the Philippines? It's nothing wrong with somebody wanting a better life. It's nothing wrong with Faith wanting to come to the United States. Why would you want to stay with a man that want to stay in your country and broke and don't have a job, girl? The D, you ain't even had the D, and you already acting a fool. So I would have to blame some of this on Faith being very naive and just plain, and I hate to use the word stupid, but I'm going to use the word stupid. And it looks like she going to take this man back. So that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you for watching my channel.